I mean, that's fair enough.
We don't cut that.
Don't cut that movie. Leave it in.
But yeah, because you've been to like you normally go for AX every year, right?
Yeah, I try to.
Because like I can't remember. What was the first AX you went to? Because that was definitely before you started working for us.
Yeah, it was
It must have been before. Yeah, it was definitely before COVID, right?
2018, I think, or
Yeah.
2019.
Something like that.
So that's where I
was
met
it the
you at Sydney
one
for the first time.
where you helped Connor film a video or something like
Yeah,
that?
where he went to a date with a fan.
Oh yeah,
Oh
really
my
weird.
God, yeah, I did do that.
Yeah.
Yeah, you did too.
Yeah, because a fan asked to have a date. It wasn't really a date. It was just film. But
Yeah.
yeah, a fan asked to have a date, and I thought, well, fuck it. Let's see how it goes then.
Ken, I recorded them.
Yeah, it wasn't like a real date, but it was fun.
Yeah.
It was a funny video.
Yeah.
I remember that. Yeah, because we stayed at my previous editor's house, and it was rough.
What's your favorite country you have visited then?
Ooh, that's hard. I would say maybe Amsterdam, because that's really nice. Like the whole city is so
That's a
walkable.
city, but all right.
No, well, yeah, the entire place is really nice.
Yeah.
What do you mean?
I
You
asked
said country. Fuck. Well, I haven't.
Is Estonia not walkable?
Cities. No, it is walkable. But it's like when I went from LA to Amsterdam, it was such a huge difference. Like we would walk for like an hour on foot, and it was like nothing. It was like, oh, that's so nice.
you just described walkable cities.
There's no homeless people fighting area up there. Nobody threatening
Yeah,
women
there's a
with
reason why
guns.
LA is not a walkable city, you know?
No, even out of Europe, I would say it's one of the better ones, maybe. Like if you're not in the very center. Because I've been to most of them. Like I don't see what the hate about Paris is. I like Paris.
Really?
Really?
Well, I've lived in Paris.
Okay,
Wait,
well,
what the fuck? When did you live in Paris?
I worked there for like 2 summers.
What, doing what?
Disneyland.
Oh yeah, you did tell me this.
Oh, yeah.
Fucking
you worked at
Disneyland.
Disneyland
Yeah.
in Paris,
Yeah.
and you ended up not hating the city.
No,
I'm very surprised.
I lived in a ghetto, like outside of on the outskirts of Paris,
Right.
and Disneyland is like even further out. It's like
very far
it's
out of
like
Paris.
but it's like Canada to Tokyo.
Oh, no, Naruto.
Naruto, yeah. So like Disneyland is fun, like, and Paris itself, because if you go as a tourist, it's kind of be cool. Also, I knew how to speak French, so I went everywhere.
You still speak French?
I can like enough.
Oh, wow.
But not perfectly.
Okay.
So like I went to everywhere like trying to speak French, but if you start out in English, then you're not gonna have a good time.
Yeah, I think that's a big difference. You know,
Just gotta show that you're not English. That's the first step. If they get through that, then you're
I mean, I think
like,
that's probably why I didn't like it as much. I'm like, man, everyone fucking sucks here.
So, yeah, I mean that is the big Paris hack. If you even speak a little bit of English,
Damn, so you've had a crazy life, huh? Paris, and then obviously before you did your editing, you did softcore porn is in the chess piece, obviously.
This is my favorite story you've ever told me.
What?
You have to tell Grant this story.
We're far enough in the episode now where it's fine.
Yeah, so at the beginning, I was picking up every job like that I could because it was so hard to do anything as an editor. Like I would say I'm like the second wave of editors where pretty much editing for YouTubers didn't exist back then. So it was like really hard to find one. And I was using this site called Upwork, which was like decent back then. But now it's really shit because you have to pay for every review. Well, it didn't exist back then. So it was like really hard to find one. And I was using this site called Upwork, which was like decent back then. But now it's really shit because you have to pay for every review you send in. Back then I used to send in like 60 reviews every single day or something like that. And one of the jobs I got was like, do you want to edit vlogs? And I'm like, all right, cool. And I started editing it. I'm like, yeah, that's a bit, this is a bit weird. And I guess I edited it well enough that he was like, well, do you want to do more stuff? And I was like, okay.
Wait, what was his initial vlog? What was?
Fuck, I can't remember. It was something about pleasuring women. But he was like, well, do you want to do more stuff? And I was like, okay.
Wait, what was his initial vlog? What was?
Fuck, I can't remember. It was something about pleasuring women. But pleasuring women. So I was like, I was kind of picking up like, all right.
Was a guy talking about it?
Yeah, like how to pleasure women or something like that. but I think there was a bit more vlogish type thing.
Right.
Hey guys, I'm gonna pleasure a woman. Like follow my
ways to pleasure women.
Like what the fuck?
Yeah, so then he was like, okay, do you want to edit more, like more raunchier stuff? I'm like, all right, sure.
Whatever pays the bills, man.
Yeah, exactly. And yeah, just softcore porn, innit?
What is softcore porn?
So
what does that involve?
Like
just
no penetration.
like kissing?
Yeah. Well, he had a niche.
Okay.
Of course, you have a niche, which is yoni massage, which is pussy massage. So he would be like expertise.
Like cats, right? Like
Yeah, like
cat massage. Yeah.
It would be him doing it for around 2 to 3 hours.
What?
Okay, 2. It would go up to 5, I think.
No.
And actually, it was a nice precursor to trash taste because
Now there are 3 pussies on the screen.
he had like 4 to 5 cameras set up.
Okay.
And Garnt, you say you're a perfectionist, but he was an actual perfectionist.
Oh
It would be like 2 to 3 hour video, like end result, where it had to be like the cuts had to be frame perfect. It would if it would be like 1 frame off, it would be like on me, like I had to change it.
Right.
And every Friday we were getting calls that would last like 4 to 6 hours of just going through the edits, like the intro that's like not that good, or you have to change that little cut.
Wow.
And every single cut had to be frame perfect. There's like when I started, it was like 2 A4s of information how to cut it. Like in the beginning, it would be like YouTubers do now, which would be like fast-paced, like intro. That was like 7 years ago at this point.
Yeah.
And then it would be like a music video section. of
what?
Of like getting into it, undressing, like
what the
some
heck?
stuff. And then it would be like slowly getting into the main section of like actually doing it, which was there's also rules behind it. Like in the beginning, it would be cuts like every 10 seconds. If you're like half an hour in, it could be like up to 30 seconds a cut. It can't be over 30 seconds. And the cut has to be at the apex of the movement.
Apex of the movement. Why is he talking like a movie director?
Seconds a cut. It can't be over 30 seconds. And the cut has to be at the apex of the movement.
Apex of the movement. Why is he talking like a movie director?
It was actually that intense.
Jesus.
But yeah, it lasted for like 2 years.
Did he pay well?
Okay. And then he was like, okay, you know, I'm paying you too much. I'm going to replace you with 2 cheap people instead. And you know,
that's when we gave you the call for trash taste, right?
No.
Okay.
So I used to, like, I like to go back and like check on like previous employers, like how they're doing.
Yeah.
For the next year, he posted nothing. And then approached me and was like, all right, I'm going to offer you double the price you paid. And I'm like,
those 2 editors weren't that good.
and I'm like,
Was he making a lot of money from this?
well, I
or is it-
assume so.
Wow.
Because it's porn. And I was like,
I don't know how much money's in it.
I was
Probably
like,
a lot,
no, I want to get paid 3 times as much. So I'm like, no.
Yeah.
And he
money from this?
well,
or
I
is it-
assume so.
Wow.
Because it's porn. And I was like,
I don't know how much money's in it.
I was
Probably
like,
a lot,
no, I want to get paid 3 times as much. So I'm like, no.
Yeah.
And he was like, no. And I was like, yeah. And he was like, okay.
And then you went back. You got back in it.
Yeah.
Wait, how many years ago was this?
Originally like 5 years ago. I did it for
Oh,
2
wow.
years. Then it was like a break of 1 year.
Right.
And then for another 2 years. And it was even more intense because at the end, I gave up. I was like, okay, I can't do it. I'm quitting. Because it was so intense. Like the work sessions was so huge. It was literally like 20 hours a week. That was half. That was a part-time job next to like 6 YouTubers who I also edited for.
Wait, were you doing this while you were editing for me?
And content.
Wow.
Wow. I didn't know this.
And I think, yeah, when I quit, I gave in like my 2 months notice.
Yeah.
Which I figured out, I found out you don't have to give 2 months notice.
Yeah, you can just leave.
Yeah, I didn't know that. I was like, I don't want to be a dick, like leaving me.
I mean, it's polite.
Yeah.
My 2 months notice,
Yeah.
which I figured out, I quit.
Wow.
Wow. I didn't know this.
And I think, yeah, when I quit, I gave in like my 2 months notice.
Yeah.
Which I figured out, I found out you don't have to give 2 months notice.
Yeah, you can just leave.
Yeah, I didn't know that. I was like, I don't want to be a dick, like leaving me.
I mean, it's
Yeah.
polite to give me.
Yeah. It's polite. Yeah.
But usually it's 1 month notice.
Yeah,
So-
but a lot
Yeah,
of
it's a month
contracts are 1
notice.
month.
Yeah.
So we started writing up like what to give to the next person. Like they had to do the same thing because to get every like video done, it wasn't just the main video. It was also like different websites, different timestamps, different every. So it was kind of like gaming the system
Yeah.
because the thumbnails in those sites were auto-generated based on what it picks up at those time, like seconds, like frames. But he had a system where he knew if the videos was this long, it would generate these frames.
Right, right.
So like for every website, it had to be a different length video.
So
And
he planned out like where exactly
Yeah.
the frames would be.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
and it was like 4 different Google Sheets to actually get like one video done. And when we tried to get like new people in to like replace me, I think the end result for the Google Docs on how you edit a video was 40 pages.
How do you write 40 pages?
It was so intense. That's why I wanted to finish because it wasn't fun. It wasn't editing. It was a literal job. Like you had to do
I'm sure
everything
he wanted
perfectly.
to as well.
Yeah.
Yeah, and it was 4 years. And even at the end of 4 years, I still felt like I couldn't do it like how he wanted to.
Yeah.
Like I was
You
still
weren't perfect enough for him.
Yeah, I was so imperfect. It was so annoying to me as well because I like couldn't
So
do
how
it.
many hours of this cat massaging did you have to sit through?
Like in total
Yeah. Like
per session or
You
like
must be so desensitized
yeah,
to
you must
it.
be so desensitized to it.
I think at the end it was maybe 500. I don't know.
Christ.
That's so funny. Holy
Oh my lord.
And now he's on trash day. So
Honestly, it was a bit sketchy because it was a huge chunk of revenue. But when you were like trash taste, I was like, okay, this is a good chance. Like, move past.
To move past.
Maybe get some behind.
I could use all my skills correctly.
Yeah.
Maybe get some free time, you know.
Yeah. Yeah.
for
But that was the last thing that also like really burned me out,
Yeah.
like in terms of editing.
Well, you get.
Yeah, that's yeah. Let me ask you this question: how do you avoid burnout in your like the way you do things?
I don't. It's either I
I just don't.
like I either got burnt out 6 years ago
Yeah.
or I don't. I don't know where.
I just don't get burnout.
Do you just not recognize the burnout and you just kind of push through it? Or?
I think I'm desensitized to burnout, or I just take jobs that like don't burn me out. Because like there's so much work that I have to do that anytime I get like tired of one job, I like switch over to I'm make thumbnails now. Oh, I'm
Yeah.
gonna do clips now. I'm gonna go back to the first job. I'm gonna do like a different thing.
So I guess having like a variation of different jobs is like a good way, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
because burnout is just suboptimal performance. You know.
Shit, you're right. I gotta start taking my vitamins.
Burnout's just like a skill issue at the end of the day. You know,
What a
it just means
crazy,
you're not managing it
crazy
correctly.
rabbit hole to go down.
The moment I feel burnout, I just pop open that medicine box. I'm good to go.
One thing you also told me that I just didn't appreciate because I'm like, man, we're so fortunate enough to do this that you did in Australia to do mandatory service as well.
Yeah.
So you had to do like 8 months of military time, right?
Yeah.
Oh, really?
After high school, I went into like straight away because I didn't want to do it later because if they call you like 5 years down the line,
When you're doing shit, yeah.
yeah, it really sucks. So I went there like voluntarily. They were like, no, you're too skinny. Come back in half a year. I'm like, no. Let's do 2 weeks. And they were like, all right, 1 month. So I went back and thankfully got it because otherwise it would have gone like another year.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And yeah, then I got in. And it
What if
wa-
you were too skinny the entire time? Could they just never ask you to serve?
Yeah, but I don't
Oh.
think I would have been because before that I had like some sort of a disease that lasted for a month that I couldn't eat, so I lost 10 kilograms in weight.
Damn.
Okay.
So I was like, yeah, I can easily pack that on. Like, get me in 2 weeks and I'll do it.
What did you do for those 2 weeks? Just fucking go to town?
I just ate normally because I
I know.
for like a month I could only eat once a day and it was like one pudding.
Oh,
Otherwise
God.
it would have been too painful.
Right.
Oh my god, what disease is that?
I think I'm not sure if it was mono or like
Oh.
my that
The glands? Yeah, that's mono, right?
that was like really went insanely huge and got like infected. So I had to take like not paracetamol, like insane painkillers that you can take once a day. And even then I could just eat pudding. Otherwise it's like too much.
Jeez.
Christ.
Is there any part of your life that you still think you can optimize or find time?
So what's
Everything.
next? What's next for Mudan?
What's next for
Yeah.
Mudan?
It's just, well, it's not like huge optimization movements. It's just like slow, like steady. Like you get a new client, you're like, all right, how
Actually,
can I
okay.
optimize that?
I gotta ask. What's an average day look like for you?
Wake up,
time?
see around 9 a.m.
Nice. Oh,
Okay,
nice.
okay.
Yeah,
that's
I
good,
see
that's
what
good.
you guys have written, like the fires I have to take out. Because
Yeah.
usually when I wake up in the morning, it's around like noon or nighttime for you.
Yeah.
And then I'm like, oh my God, there's like 10 things that popped up. I got to do ads, I got to do that. So the first 2-3 hours are just doing like urgent stuff.
Yeah.
Then I eat. Then I do either gym or running, cardio.
Yeah.
And then I do like the stuff that I had to do that day, like 10, 20 items that I usually put in my to-do list.
Yeah.
That's a lot.
That comes.
You make it sound easy,
That
but
comes after the gym and everything
yeah,
like
doing
that.
10, 20 things in a day, or I guess more realistically, the second half of the day
Yeah.
is quite a bit.
Respect.
And
Yeah.
then it's like 2 a.m. and I go to bed.
Do you ever get, because I've had, weeks when I've been super productive, and all it takes is like one little slip up to take you off your like schedule and routine, and then everything like just crumbles.
Yeah.
Do you ever get that all? Or?
Oh yeah, it does happen.
Like after vacations and stuff.
No.
No?
Well, no, you work on vacations. What? No. Okay.
I get it. I never fall out of working. The only thing I fall out of is just like taking care of myself.
Right.
Diet or gym. Sometimes
Yeah.
I'll slack and I'll be like, yeah, okay, I'll slack another
It's
day.
like out of 5 years or 6 years of doing this, I think Japan was the first time. Like this is the most I've taken off, or like away from my home, like ever. This is 2 weeks. Usually it's like 3 days,
Oh,
or
really?
3-4 days. Yeah.
Yeah.
So I mean, even here, like every day, 4 or 5 hours of work.
Oh my god.
Please have a vacation.
Please have a day where you do nothing.
Yeah,
No,
have a day where
I
you do
refuse.
nothing.
Just try it.
Why do you
That sounds
refuse?
awful. I did the White Room stream. I didn't feel that great
not
doing
like
it.
that at all.
I did nothing for 12 hours.
fucking vacation. You actually doing stuff, Mudan.
I didn't do anything. I took 12 hours off. It wasn't that fun. I
We're
don't
in
want.
a white room. What do you expect?
I took 12 hours off. Here's what happened, guys.
Prisoners
like-
be,
it's
prisoners
actually-
be like, I took 36 years off of my life.
I saw
didn't
a
enjoy it."
fucking screenshot and it was like from TikTok and it was a guy going like, and it was like unemployed people when they have to eat breakfast and play video games all day. That's like Mudan. No.
Just try it. You can turn it into a YouTube video. if you
I've
want.
tried it. I don't like it.
I took a day off. Level impossible.
It's horrible. No, I get the jitters. I'm like, fuck, I gotta edit, man. Fucking give it to me.
Fair enough.
Where is the timeline?
God
You
damn
see it?
Any advice you might have for editors?
Yeah, or future editors.
No, like if you don't like it, quit.
I mean, I think that's great advice. That's very real
That's
advice.
real advice.